Hi everyone and welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Glacier Express Switzerland Excellence Class. Please subscribe and type subscribed in the comment section below. The Glacier Express and Bernina Express are Switzerland's two most scenic train journeys, which has the edge. Darned if I can decide, you'll just have to do both. The Glacier Express is a regular scheduled train between Zermatt at the foot of the Matterhorn Ernst Moritz in the Engadin skiing area. Billed as Europe's slowest express, it's a narrow-gauge train which takes 7.5 hours to cover just over 290 kilometers, 180 miles, at an average of around 24 miles per hour. But you won't mind as spectacular Swiss mountain scenery unfolds outside the train's panoramic sightseeing windows while you eat lunch accompanied by crisp Swiss white wine. Their Johannesburg white wine is wonderful. The Glacier Express is run jointly by two private Swiss railways, the Matterhorn-Gotthard-Bahn (MGB) and the Rhätische Bahn (RHB), who also operate the hourly local trains over the same route. In 2017, they formed a separate company to operate the Glacier Express, Glacier Express AG. There is one daily Glacier Express train in each direction in winter, but up to 3 daily Glacier Expresses in summer. There are at least 2 compelling ways to explore Switzerland's majestic landscape, the frozen mountaintops and charming valley villages. On skis, or from a train seat, sitting still and sipping champagne as the scenery streams by. You'll forgive us if one option sounds a bit more appealing than the other, especially on vacation. The Glacier Express was already among the most beautiful rides in a country packed with many beautiful train itineraries. The line, which opened in 1930, journeys between St. Moritz, Splash Davos, and Zermatt over the course of 8 hours, which is why the Swiss playfully deem it the slowest express train in the world. With oversized windows that curve up and into the train's roof, a restaurant car, and fairy tale views, the ride was already a pretty luxurious experience. But this spring, the line took it a step further, introducing a third type of ticket, Excellence Class. What does a ticket to excellence entail? A few weeks after its inauguration in March 2019, I hopped on in St. Moritz to try it out myself. The grandeur began right there in the train station, as the entrance to Excellence Class was offset on the platform with a little red carpet and a welcome desk where an employee checked my ticket, then took my coat and bags. I was shown to a wide, creamy leather seat with my own iPad and a little table from which I could work or rest my hands while I stared gobsmacked out the window. Teeny, nearly imperceptible choices in design helped smooth the ride, like the ability to press a button for more lumbar support or the subtle grooves on the table that ensured the champagne coupe I was handed when I sat down wouldn't slide away once we began rolling. The iPad's purpose wasn't solely entertainment or an internet connection, as the free high-speed Wi-Fi allowed me to stay connected with jealous friends back in New York. Instead, it lit up with an interactive map of our route, pointing out highlights such as the Landwasser Viaduct, the dramatically tall, curved bridge you've seen on postcards, and the Gotthard Tunnel, which is the Then Came the Meal, which stretched on for 5 courses over 2.5 hours. Initial dishes this spring included a plate of amused bouches, followed by a fresh, bright trout salad. A standout was the pea soup dotted with edible flowers and poured from a porcelain tureen by a staffer wearing white gloves, miraculously, without spilling, as we curved along the century-old rail. Each dish was paired with Swiss wines as the savory finale was a perfect filet mignon atop truffle mashed potatoes with a peppery syrah. They wear white gloves when serving and know how to open and pour champagne, etc. I had iced tea all trip, with spring water and herbs, best iced tea ever. I was never without a drink in front of me all trip. They refill glasses or get you a new bottle of water without a second thought. For those that do drink, it was champagne to start, followed by a different wine for each course of the meal. You never went without. They served a full 7-course meal, amazing food. The seats are very comfortable with good recline and full lumbar adjustment. A shelf down by the side of your seat with easy-to-reach sockets and USB charger. An iPad was provided to help you follow the journey. A Glacier Express tilting glass was given as a souvenir at the end of the trip, along with Excellence Class branded chewing gum or hand cream. On arrival, you are told to just leave the train and someone comes on board to take your bags off the train. It exceeded my expectations, which isn't bad considering the price. Definitely a must-do if you can afford it. In case that series of wine weren't enough, the Excellence car has a bar situated at the head of the train. Following the wooden accents around the passenger area, its ceiling featured an elegant carved wood compass that quietly rotated in real time to denote the actual direction of the train. Beneath, staffers mixed up old-fashioneds or popped more champagne at passenger request. Right after the steak was cleared away, and 4.5 hours into the journey, the train stopped for everyone, passengers on Excellence class and the other cars alike, to get off in a particularly scenic area near Andermatt to take photos amid the snowy peaks. The meal and all its pomp took such a fantastically languid pace that once the final array of tiny cakes and tartlets were gobbled, my blissed-out belly felt a jolt of panic when I realized there were only about 2 hours left of the trip. I needed to soak up those views. The tiny skiers shooting past in the distance, the hints of emerald green already peeking through the early spring snow, the shock of rounding a corner and coming up yet another astounding vista of the jagged Alps. What I'm saying is, I didn't want to get off the train. I didn't want the ride to end. The Glacier Express winds its way along the Mattervispa River, descending the scenic Matterthal Valley from Zermatt, which is 1,804 meters above sea level, to Visp at just 650 meters and Brig, which is not much higher. A tea menu was distributed, from which I selected an Alpiner to enjoy the final moments. The sun had already dropped behind the mountains when we arrived in Zermatt, and I felt genuinely sad to step out of the car, even though it meant stepping onto another red carpet. Turns out it's really fun to sit still for 8 hours and take in the world. At about $688 per ticket, Excellence class is a slow and expensive way to travel. You could drive between the towns of St. Moritz and Zermatt in about 5 hours, or ride further back on the Glacier Express in the first-class car for $268 or second-class car for $152. Like all of the best Swiss travel experiences, though, it's not really about speed or frugality, but the intake of unparalleled beauty. The journey is once in a lifetime. Plus, that steak with truffle mashed potatoes is worth at least $75. Thanks for watching.